How's it going, guys, and welcome back to the second episode of the Regen Dream Team Career Mode series. Before we do get into anything, I just want to thank you guys so much for the support you gave on the first episode of this series. As I'm recording this episode, the first episode is well over 150 likes. And over 2,000 views as well. I can't thank you guys enough. And after the first episode, I did get a few suggestions asking to add a few regens to the shortlist that I had missed out. To be honest, I'm surprised I missed out some of these players, but we are going to go ahead and try and find these regens right now and see, first of all, if we can find John Terry's regen. And obviously, to find his regen, we need to select Premier League, we need to select English, and also the age 16 to 21. And it's gonna be very difficult to find him. We've just got to look for a player that's exciting prospects, or maybe showing great potential. We'll just have to have a little look. Patrick Oliver could potentially be John Terry's regen, but it is a little bit hard to tell. I'm going to just take a little look at some of the other ones first. So it looks like it's between Patrick Oliver and also this guy here, Darius Watson. I believe that it's going to be Patrick Oliver out of those two because Terry retired quite early on in career mode. So I'd assume that Patrick Oliver, being the older one out of the two, would be John Terry's regen. I will add him to my shortlist and we can take a little look at his stats when we do get a full scout report on him. I'm now going to try and find Kaká's regen as well. He might not be in the MLS anymore. He might be in the free agents or another league. But we're going to take a little look right now. So we've got this guy here. And the thing that we're going to be looking for in the players' positions is cam and centre forward, which this guy doesn't have. So that does mean that this isn't Kaká's regen. Okay, so it looks like I've finally found Kaká's regen. I was looking in the right place originally. He was just a lot older than 21. He's actually 24 in-game. I haven't got a full scout report on him, but he does look like a very, very nice regen. I think we've got a bit lucky with this one, and I will add him to my shortlist. I was also asked to try and find Tony Kroos's regen, but he's still in the game, so I'm just going to have to add him to my shortlist for the time being. To be honest, I was surprised, but I actually ended up missing out on Thiago Silva as well, so I'm going to have to try and find his regen, and hopefully he will still be in Ligue 1. So for these preseason games, we are just going to sim them because they have no relevance whatsoever. But I still hope that we can pick up a couple of wins if it is possible. And we end up beating Barcelona 2-0 there. Zlatan's regen and also Ronaldo's regen, both getting on the score sheet. We also have another offer for Iniesta's regen, and Real Sociedad wants to take him back to Spain. But I'm not going to let that happen. He's going to be staying right here. And we have a contract offer decline from Jordi Alba's regen. The only problem is, I don't remember the squad role that I gave him in the first place. I'll go ahead and give him sporadic first team player, just hope that that's enough. And I will also go ahead and give him the 30 grand a week that he wants. I mean, that's a massive increase from 2 grand a week that he's on currently. An interesting deal going through there. Bournemouth appear to have bought the regen that I was looking at. The striker who has 1-star weak foot and 1-star skills. We also have this guy here who I do believe is Thiago Silva's regen. He even has Silva in his name, so he's trying to tell me something there. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to buy him this season. It's going to have to be in the January transfer window, or maybe next summer. We'll just have to wait and see what happens. I think I'm also going to make an offer for Kaká's regen as well. I'm not really too sure how much he's worth. I don't really think money's an issue, but I don't know exactly how much Kaká's regen is worth. He's on 15 grand a week. I'd assume he's probably worth about £5 million. So currently, these are the real life players that I am going to try and sell. We've got F.O.O.L and these other players. It doesn't matter who they are. We're just going to transfer list them because we don't really need them anymore with the players that we're bringing in. Straight away, we already have a transfer offer accepted for Kaká's regen. So I will go ahead and give this guy a contract. I don't expect him to be that high in overall. Maybe 72, 73. Maybe a little bit higher if I'm lucky. We also have a transfer offer accepted as well for Modric's regen. 8 million plus Pedro Obiang. In a way, it is a little bit sad to see Pedro Obiang leaving because I've kept him here since the beginning. So he's been here for over 10 years in this save. But it is time to go for the regens and we've got to get rid of the real life players. We also have a contract offer accepted as well from Rooney's regen. So we will go ahead and accept him and bring him into the club. I do want to take a little look at Wayne Rooney's stats as well whilst I've got the opportunity. He is 71 overall and probably does need a little bit of improvement overall. I'm not really too sure what it is with these regen strikers as well, but they always seem to have impeccable pace, dribbling and ball control, but their finishing is always so average at this overall. And from our third and final game in the group stage, we end up winning 3-1, Payet scoring from left back, and we also have Tevez and Ibra's Regen scoring as well. And finally, we do have a contract offer accepted as well for Jordi Alba's Regen, and we will go ahead and sign him and take a little look at his stats as well. An offer for Barzagli's Regen as well, and it's 10.5 million from Hanover. I would be open to selling him because he's not really growing as much as I would like him to so far. So I'm going to go ahead and offer him, or counter offer, sorry, I'd say 20 million, double his valuation. I think that's fair. And Jordi Alba's Regen goes straight into the first team. Even though he's only 74 overall, I'm hoping that he's going to go ahead and grow quite a lot naturally this season. And then maybe next season we can give him a bit more training so he can grow even more. And another contract offer accepted. This time it's going to be for Modric's Regen. And we will go ahead and sign him up for 8 million plus Pedro Obiang. So Kaká's Regen does need to understand the role that he's going to have at the club. I'm probably going to go ahead and give him maybe squad rotation player. I think that's fair because he's not really going to be more than that. Modric's Regen is only 75 overall, which is a bit of a shame, but he's got a long way to grow and he's already got good physical stats as it is. Weak foot and skill moves wise though, he could improve on that a little bit, but obviously we can't do that, sadly. Hopefully one day EA will add that feature so that we can improve weak foot and skill moves over time. I would have loved to have had a 4-star Modric, but we will go ahead and sim this game right now against Juventus. And hopefully we can go through to the final, and my god, a 4-1 win. We get a red card, but that doesn't matter because we even score late on in the game as well. So Hanover are looking to go pretty high for Barzagli's Regen, which is pretty interesting in itself. Once again though, I'm not going to budge on my price tag. If they really want to sign him, they're going to have to offer 20.5 million. We do have an offer finally though for one of our real life players, Cristoforo. It's going to be from Arsenal. I know they're one of our rivals and they're going to be one of our rivals this season. But we're just going to have to accept this because I just don't think we're going to get many other transfer offers. One thing that I completely forgot even existed in the game, I don't even know why I haven't done it yet, is the player training. I'm mainly only going to be training goalkeepers because I want to make sure that the players that I'm going to be training later on, the outfield players, do have good enough physical stats before I start training them. Because if you didn't know, if you actually end up training a player too much, it does actually mean that they don't grow physically, and we don't want that to happen. I'm also going to be making an offer for this guy. I've finally got a full scout report on him, and he does look absolutely incredible. Such great pace already, great strength as well. I will go ahead and make an offer of £10 million, and this is probably going to be the final player that I try and sign. Finally though, we do have a contract offer accepted for Kaká's Regen. And this is probably going to be the most interesting Regen that we're going to sign so far. I have no idea what he's going to look like. And I'm very, very intrigued to see what he does look like stat-wise. I'm left a little bit disappointed by this deal. He's only 72 overall. But we needed backup for the cam position, so it's good that we brought him in. We have a retransfer offer, and it looks like Hanover are going for double the valuation of Barzagli's Regen. I think that does mean that we're going to have to try and push through that deal for Volaf now from Bayern Munich. But we do have the final of the preseason tournament, and I will just go ahead and sim this one. So we do end up losing the preseason final 2-0, but that doesn't really matter too much. We're going to have a bit of player training now, and I think what I'm going to do is put Kaká's Regen on quite a lot of drills, to be honest. And will we get any results that are good? Yes, we will. Petr Cech's Regen's up to 67 now, and he's going to be another player that I think could grow a lot this season. Barzagli's Regen may be long gone to Hanover, but we do have an offer accepted from Bayern Munich for Pierre Volaf. Yes, I know it's double his valuation that we're offering, but money isn't an issue in this series. We're trying to get the best Regen team possible, and I will go ahead and offer this guy a contract. And straight away, we do have a contract offer accepted for Pierre Volaf. So I will go ahead and sign him up and bring him into the first team. And because it's the first of the month, we're going to take a little look at some of the players that have grown. Iniesta's Regen is already up by +1 to an 84 overall. And he's still growing physically, which is absolutely mental. We've also got Tevez's Regen. Again, another player that's developing very nicely. He had a very good preseason as well, scoring 3 goals in 5 games. Like I said in the first episode, Ibra's Regen is not going to stop growing. He's going to keep on going, and he's already an 88 overall. We are going to be playing one game in this episode though, and that's going to be against Chelsea in the Community Shield final. We will have more games in the next episode, and I do apologise for that. One thing that I have noticed in this team is that we do lack a few defensive options, especially in the centre-back area. After I sold Barzagli, we literally only had one other centre-back that we could use in Melchiori. But we will be going into this game with this team, and it's a very strong attacking team, but defensively, it could potentially let us down a little bit. Because we're 10 years down the line, and because the AI don't make any signings, this should potentially be a walkover. But having said that, they've actually signed a few players such as Verratti, El Ghazi, Dybala. Oh my god. They've got Lucas Piazon in there as well, which is quite interesting to see. One thing that I think would be an underrated feature that could be added to career mode is just adding player names that they're known by, you know, just above their head like you can do in pro clubs. I just think that would be a really good feature. He's going to try and cut it back if he can. He's done really well. I thought Ronaldo was going to make the overlapping run, but he didn't. It's in here, though, to Modric's Regen. Having a shot, it's blocked off, and Leno's got it. It's a good ball out wide to Ronaldo's Regen. He's going to cut inside here, using a bit of pace. Now it's going to be Modric's Regen through the middle to Tevez's Regen, who does end up scoring the first goal in this series and in this game. And that is a fantastic well-worked goal. Really, really nice build-up play. Ronaldo finding it inside to Modric with a burst of pace. And the ball is just a killer through ball, completely splitting Chelsea's defence. And Tevez, he's back at the club and he's scoring a goal, which is great. We may not ever be able to re-sign Tevez, but we've got Morales. Tevez is Regen, we don't need him. It's going to be inside here to Lucas Piazon with the shot, and that one's just wide. And Chelsea are beginning to knock on the door. It's only 5 minutes into the second half, and they're already trying to test us. Oh, this is brilliant. We're going to go on the break now, and we have a lot of players forward. Ribery's Regen, he's going to play this one off. And it's going to be here to Ibra, who's going to cut inside. He's done so well. Can he score his first goal? Yes, he can. It's 2-0 in this game. And we are running away with this one now. Well, maybe we're not quite running away with it just yet, but we're certainly showing intention too. And that is just a really, really good goal. And again, it's that pace, just that raw pace cutting inside. And Ibra's Regen is just going to be so lethal with finishing this year. Oh, Piazon's done me there. This could be really bad. He's crossed it in. Oh my god. Wow, we got very lucky there. I didn't mean to pass it back to my keeper. And the ball forward isn't great, but I think we're going to win it back. Well done, Ibra's Regen. Good job. And we've got some space now. If we can dink it over the top, that's brilliant. And what a goal that would have been. Wow. Ibra's Regen almost scoring the spectacular. And again, we're going to try and cut inside. It's a nice bit of skill. And we're going to keep on running and have a shot as well. Oh, what a goal that would have been. And Leno again with a really big boy save. Oh, Melchiori's not really done well with that pass. And again, Buffon's Regen is just making some crazy saves. And we've somehow not conceded there once again. And there we have it. It's full time. And we end up winning this one 2-0. And our first bit of silverware of this series already. I really do believe we're going to win a lot with this Regen team, and it's great to see that we started off the season perfectly, getting to the final and unluckily losing to Barcelona in the pre-season tournament. But this is much more important because it actually means something. We've won our first bit of competitive silverware, beating Chelsea 2-0. But that's where we're going to end off the episode, and hopefully you guys have enjoyed this second episode of this career mode. And if you have enjoyed this episode and you want to see an episode out tomorrow, make sure you leave a like on the video. And if we can try and get this episode to over 100 likes, I will try and upload the third episode tomorrow if I can. But apart from that, guys, I'm going to have to leave it there. And I'll see you next time for another video. Thanks for watching.